Hey crafters, this is Paulette. It's March 2014 and I have just an accumulation of things. So let's start with these little clamps. My husband brought me these little clamps, and if you have ever borrowed your husband's tools and used the big clamps, you know they are way too big for paper crafting. I have no idea where he got these from, but they are perfect for paper crafting, and they have this nice flat surface inside here, so when you cinch those up, those are going to be just perfect for me. When I'm gluing stuff together, I've got like 10 clothespins on it, so that's going to be really good. I picked up this little magnetic frame at Hobby Lobby, a normal $1.99. They were on sale for 71 cents. I like to collect things. I'm making a collection of things right now for my grandbaby and my girls, my daughter and my daughter-in-law, for Easter. So I like to start a couple of months ahead of time, and that way it's just more cost effective to me. I can pick up things and then put them together in a nice little gift bag or a little bucket, and so this is really cute. Now I've gotten home and realized that the cardboard on this is just tore right here. The magnet's not tore, but I'm going to remedy this with some little half-back rhinestones or half-back pearls, and I'll just make a necklace across there. That way I don't have to mess with trying to make a return. Some Scotch mounting tape. Usually when I buy this package at Walmart, it's a bigger roll and it's $5.99. They had this smaller roll this time, and I felt like maybe it was a little more cost efficient. It may not be. Some of those things, by the time you divide them out, they're exactly the same amount per foot or whatever. I'm not very good with distance, so this says 2.08 yards. So it's a little bit more than 2 yardsticks in length for $2.99. I thought that was really just a very good price. I love this Scotch adhesive. This is what I use to elevate things on my cards. It's very sticky. I don't ever have to worry about it falling off. So I love that I can cut it. I cut it down to these little squares, and I love that I can cut it in little skinny strips if I'm gluing on die cut letters and stuff too. So I thought that was a really good buy. Some name tag ID clips. People at class really seem to be enjoying the name tags. I didn't mean to go on and on and on with it, but I really have had fun coloring them and doing the video every month. So I had to have some more of these. So a couple of dollars for those. And the stamps. The stamps are my favorite. These were from Hobby Lobby, and these are by Stampabilities. This little set is just simply called Sewing. Normal $2.99. I actually ended up buying 2. I went to both stores on the same day, and apparently I loved this set so much I bought it at both stores. One store gave it to me at 50% off, which means all of their Stampability stuff was 50% off, but I did not see any signage that said that, or I probably would have bought all 3 of the sets. There were 3 different sets in this brand. But I had to have this sewing machine. This looks so much like the machine that I learned to sew on. So I thought that was really fun, and maybe at the end of this video I'll talk a little bit about pulling your eclectic things together to make a unified card. So I'm going to put that aside. Here is a Hero Arts Cling stamp. It's a background stamp, normal $8.99. It was on sale for $5.39, so I had to snatch that up. It's called Poppy Background. I don't have many stamps that have all of this surface on them. So I'm going to have to, tool around on the internet at some of my favorite bloggers and see how they are using these stamps. My first indication or idea is that I would probably emboss this background. And of course you could do that a couple of different ways. You could use the Versamark clear ink pad and use your colored embossing powders, or vice versa and use a pigment ink pad that is already a colored ink and use a clear embossing powder. I think it would be fun and interesting both ways. So maybe I'll come back and share some cards with that. I have shared this stamp set in one of my Goodwill hauls, and it was $2 at Goodwill. I could not pass it up. It is a Spanish stamp set, and it's called Express Mail. Now, I had Spanish in 9th grade, and I failed miserably, but so did the really smart kids, so it was not, I'm going to say it was not us kids. But I have this punch, the Modern Label punch, and so I just went and looked some of these things up and wrote them on a key card just here in the back. So we've got Regalos, which is gifts, Feliz Cumpleaños, which is happy birthday, Celebra, which is celebrate, Feliz Navidad, which is happy Christmas. Actually, the stamp says happy, happy Christmas. Fiesta, which is feast, party, or holiday. Entrega especial, special delivery. Importante, important. Fragile, fragile. Prioridad, which is priority. I think it's really fun to use stamps that are in different languages. I've got a couple of stamps that are in different languages, and I just think that's fun sometimes. My mother-in-law used to vacation in, I won't even be able to think of it now, but over in Mexico, and so she learned to speak Spanish and had really good friends in some Spanish families, and so that was just really fun. So, like, she'll get it. I can put some of these things on some of her stuff, and she will totally get it. So, really cool. So, this one is gifts. This one is happy birthday. This one is celebrate. This one is happy, happy Christmas. This one is party or holiday. This is special delivery, important, fragile, priority. And here I had to have these two little images right here. Aren't they sweet? And this little snowman. It looks like these are all 1-inch circle punches. And I've got that. I've got larger punches that I can layer behind that, which will be really, really cute. So really fun. And this was, the stickers have not even been applied to this. They've not even been punched out yet. $2 for that at Goodwill. I could not believe it. So, really fun. And they were in the housewares department. So, look at housewares when you're at Goodwill. So, let's talk a little bit about, you know, before we had all of these stamp companies that were making matching dies to go with their stamps, I have been collecting just some various stamping things, and I've got some dies that have to do with sewing, and I can just pull all of these together and make a really cute card. So don't be afraid to do that. I buy things based on their timelessness, based on what their price is. When companies get rid of stuff and they're selling out stuff, I pick up things like this sewing machine. I believe this came from Scrap Mart, and they have a really great prices on all of their dies. So, you know, you can go to Scrap Mart online. Sometimes they even have free shipping on some of their things. Here's a paper tray ink dress form. This actually has a stamp set that goes with it, but it has words on the dress form, which is lovely, but not the way that I would be using it. So I've just dragged my feet on purchasing it. It's only a $5 stamp set, but I don't know that I would ever use it. I want to use it and I want to put clothes on it or ribbon and stuff. This stamp set I had to have for the dress form, and I used these two images out of this stamp set a lot. And I have used this frame and cut the sides off of it and used it for a spool of thread. But now I have a spool of thread, so I won't have to do that. And this just has random stitches. So that kind of goes in my sewing theme. This was from Stampin' Up. I love that it was, you know, literally like real pattern pieces. If you have anybody that sews and you make cards for them, it's so sweet. There it is stamped. So cute. You can use it as a background stamp, or you can cut these out. I have cut them out before and put them across the front of a card. Won't they be fun to put with the sewing machine now? I think that will just really be fun. And I've got a few clothing dies. These are the Quick Cuts Fashion Dolls clothes. They are so cute. That also would go, you know, as pattern pieces or with the sewing machine. So just really fun. I'm starting to kind of think that maybe I need to start putting these things in this kind of category, a sewing category. Currently I've got these stamp sets, these clear stamp sets, and the sewing one will go in my little girly section. My wood stamp sets are all together on a shelf. I've got all these dies together. And here's a fun one. This one was Stampin'UP, and it's called Shirt Waists. I love that, those little kind of half mannequin. I just, so don't be afraid to collect things and then use them collectively together. I do that a lot. But now, there are so many companies on the market that actually make their stamps and their dies that coordinate. That is super fun as well. And some of them have sales. My Favorite Things has sales on their stuff quite often. So you could get things for a very, very decent price. So really fun. Well, I will have some Stampin' Up! Coming up when I get my Stampin' Up! Order in. So I will be sharing that. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know.